G'day all, it's Colin from PCTLC and thanks for joining me. In this video we're going to take a quick look at a new menu applet proposal for Ubuntu Budgie. Now I believe there's a PPA for that, I've looked it up and we're going to install this PPA. So let's just quickly check that out. Proposal for new menu applets, and this is the one here and it's based off of, so he says here that I've been looking for over the last couple of days at the work the Elementary OS crew have been doing with their application menu. So they're using the Elementary app menu. So this is the, and you can install it on all of these. So I'm on 1910, which is a short-term release, an interim release, but I thought I'd try it on here first anyway. So let's just open up a terminal. Let's paste that in there and add that, put in our password. And the thing I've liked that they've done here is they're also, let's just enter that. They've also given you an option on how to remove it once you're finished with it. So that's a nice little touch too. Sometimes you don't want to keep these things on your system. So that's the PPA added. Now we'll do a sudo apt update to make sure that PPA is connected, and then we will add the Budgie menu. Copy that, paste that, and just so you know, I had a little bit of trouble with that PPA. It just kept saying it couldn't find the network connection, this one here. I've just tried it quite a few times. So it might have been, somebody might have been working on it. So I just sort of gave it 5 minutes and tried it again and it works. So if that happens to you, that's all you need to do. So what we're going to do here is log out and log back in. Now what we will do is we will add the app menu onto the panel. So bottom panel, add applets, and there's an app menu. There's a Budgie menu, now we have an app menu. Add applet, it's in the middle here. So what we'll do for now is the Budgie menu, we will take away that for now, remove the applet, and the app menu we'll put in place of where the Budgie menu was. So let's do that. Now we have the new menu. So what do we have here? One click scrolls one page, one click on the mouse wheel. We have searching here, and this one here we have categories. Now it doesn't look like we have any favorites or anything like that. So let's just go back to here, right click. There's no right click options currently. So you've got your category lists, and you have full icons, both having search category within the respective selection, and you can just click one scroll at a time and it'll change one per page. So that looks quite neat. So at least you got an option of just icons or categories. Now I don't know if there's any settings in the Budgie desktop settings, because if you go to the bottom panel you click on app menu. Okay, so we have some settings here. So you can choose how many grids, how many columns, power strip, which is the one that you get down at the bottom here. So let's try that and see what that does. Show menu label. So you got a menu label there. Menu icon is this one here, which is the same as the original Ubuntu Budgie menu. Show power strip, let's turn that on and see where that is. And there's your power strip. And if you turn that off, that's gone. So you can turn the power strip back on, and you've got these options here, which I really do like, because every time I use Budgie, even if I use it for the longest time, it's my muscle memory just says go to the menu and shut down. And then I go, oops, nope, it's over here. And quite often what I do is move this applet next to the menu. So if I go down to here and this user indicator here, oh yeah, that's the one. Keep moving that and it'll go to the middle. Why is this still showing? Now it's in the middle, keep going, and now it's next to that. Now the other thing you can do there is add a spacer. Spacers work quite well in Budgie, I must say. There's a spacer. And that space is probably in the middle, in the center, yep. So we move that up. In between the app menu and the window buttons. There's already a spacer there. Well, actually we need, so there's a spacer there, we can increase that. No, that's before that. So this spacer here, no. So that spacer needs to go down one and then increase that. And then we can make a bit of a gap there between that and the window buttons. That's what I normally do, but now you've got the option here of shut down, suspend, restart, lock, and log out. So that's quite handy. So app menu again, we can change the grid rows to 7, 8, as much as you like. What was it, 3? Well, actually, you're not going to see that, are you? So if we go to 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, that's a little bit too much. I think 3 was just fine. And you can change the columns across like so. I think 5 was just fine. I think it's just fine the way it is out of the box anyway. And then you got these options here, so that's quite handy. You can show the menu label. And that's pretty much all you have for this applet proposal. So I just thought I'd slot a bit of video in here, which is what I normally do throughout the editing process, which is nothing unusual. I spotted something that caught my eye that I didn't see while I was making the video. Now that's nothing unusual because sometimes you just don't see it, and I'd prefer to go back and add a bit more video in so I can focus on what I missed out. Now I noticed that when I was hovering over these, there was some tooltips on there. And one thing I did see is in between these tools, you'll see another one highlight in between, open and search apps, Alt F1. So that's the Alt F1 opens the menu. That's what that's saying there. But then you've got these nice little tooltips telling you about what the app is and, well, what it does. You've got the app name, and this gives you a little tooltip on what it does. So that's a nice little touch there. So it's very descriptive in the little tooltip there. So it's not short of any information on what that application does for you. So that's just a quick look at some of the tooltips there. What's the difference between that one and the original one? Well, let's just take a quick look. Add an applet and we'll add Budgie menu and we'll just check it out from here. So Budgie menu is in the center. You got compact mode, show menu label, you can do that as well. That's where the icon is, compact mode, show headers and roll over mouse, which means that when you roll over here, they change automatically instead of having to click on them, like so. Show headers. So you got accessories, administration, games. So if you turn that off, you don't have those at all. And you got compact mode, which is pretty much just your applications are showing there, and removes the categories. So that's the difference between the two applets. I'd probably find this one from elementary. I don't mind the elementary app menu, to be honest. And you've got these options here. You've got your search option. Not that it's too hard to search in here. It's got nice big icons. You can see what you're looking at. And I think it's nice and clean. And you've got the option of the category listing as well. This one here, you can turn off categories, but you can't, unless you like that compact mode, which I find a little bit too compact. It's okay. It's not too bad. I just think this one here gives it a nice bit of bling on the Budgie desktop. So that is the proposed app menu for the Ubuntu Budgie desktop. What do you think of it? I think it's okay. I think it'd be worthwhile putting in. Hopefully they can work with that and probably add a couple more features like favorites and whatever. That would be nice. And I'm just wondering whether this one is easier to work on than the original Budgie menu. I don't know. I'm not a coder. I'm not a developer. But if this one had a favorites, I think that would just top it off. I don't think it needs much more than a favorites anyway. I think favorites would just top it off. You can have a favorites in your category listings here, and you could have maybe an extra page here for favorites, just like I showed in Ferran's OS out of the box. The simple menu, the first screen you come to was a favorite screen, so that's pretty handy. So the first page, your first dot would be a favorites, and then you can scroll to your next pages, which is how the simple menu works in Ferran OS or KDE, I think. I'm not sure if that's a specific to Ferran OS or not, the way that functions. So what do you think of it? What do you think of the new app, the proposed app menu for Ubuntu Budgie? Should they implement this? I think they should as another option to the Budgie menu. That would be handy. So you got two menus you can choose from, and if that was in the 2004 release, then you got the option of two menus. Very easy to change out. You just go to your Budgie desktop settings, go to your bottom panel, Budgie menu, delete, remove applet, gone. Add app menu, add applet, move it to the left, done. So that's easy. If they keep those two menus, and then you got an option, and if they can work with this menu and just add a couple of other little features to it that I've mentioned, I reckon that'll be looking quite awesome. So what do you think of that? So if you have some sort of opinion on that, I'd be interested to know what you think in the show notes. That'd be great. So that was the proposed app menu for the Ubuntu Budgie desktop, created from the elementary menu. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you found it interesting and informative. And thanks for watching.